Dale, welcome to Maxwell's on Magazine in New Orleans. And you're here today to talk about.
BiomeBliss and the microbiome.
Tell me about that. What is a microbiome?
So the microbiome is the accumulation of the microorganisms that live in and on our body. The largest assembly of microorganisms in our body is in our intestines, our large intestines. And so when we consume food, there's two types of food. There's foods that are absorbed in the upper GI, in our stomach and the small intestines, and that's where energy is extracted. And then the stuff that's not easily digested by our bodies goes into the large intestines and feeds the bacteria there. And we used to think that the process of eating food was just a matter of taking food in, extracting energy, and it goes out the backside, and that's the end of it. And now it turns out, with the understanding of the microbiome, is that there's a really important thing going on. There's 40 trillion bacteria that live in the large intestines. There's hundreds and hundreds of species, close to 1,000 species of microorganisms that live there. And as they are digesting themselves, the things that they're collecting in the large intestines, they're producing biomolecules that are really important for our health. And it's that which is the key. And that's why people say you are what you eat, and how the key to health is the food that we eat. That's why that food is so important. We have to be very mindful of how the microbiome responds to the things that we eat, and that we are providing sufficient nutrients to the microbiome for them to be productive in producing the biomolecules for our health. So what we've done with BiomeBliss is we've taken three food sources that are really rich in the prebiotics, and they include blueberries, Jerusalem artichokes, or agave in our case, and also oats. So these are three sources of prebiotics. Inulin is one of the key prebiotics, and it comes from Jerusalem artichokes, or also known as sunchokes, the agave plant, which also people know as making a syrup. We're not using the syrup from agave, we're actually using the fibrous part of the plant to get prebiotics from it, inulin. Inulin is a really good broad spectrum prebiotic. That's an ingredient that allows the bacteria to grow in our lower GI. The next ingredient is from berries. And you've all heard about red wine is good for you. And it's not the alcohol in the red wine, it's the polyphenols in the red wine that are good for you. And what the polyphenols are strictly speaking, they're considered prebiotics, but they actually shift the production, the biosynthetic activities in our GI from some bacteria to other bacteria to produce these short chain fatty acids that I was talking about earlier. And then the third ingredient is from oats. You've heard about how oats are good for your heart. Well, it's not the caloric or the calorie-laden part of the oats, but it's the beta-glucan part of the oats. So we've taken these three different types of food, and what would have been 380 calories, about 4 servings of these fruits, vegetables, and oats, and compressed or extracted the parts that we really want to be able to feed the microbiome. So a mass like this down to a convenient drink that's only 60 calories instead of being 380 calories. It takes you maybe 60 seconds to drink instead of maybe 15 minutes to eat.
So who might benefit from BiomeBliss?
Almost anybody that isn't eating a sufficient number of vegetables and fruits every day would benefit from taking BiomeBliss. And so the people that I think immediately find it attractive are those that are just finding that their hunger is out of control. So by taking a couple servings of BiomeBliss per day, satiety, the satisfaction is increased, and the likelihood of the refrigerator raids at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night decrease. Also, people that have GI issues, BiomeBliss can provide sort of a stabilizing influence. People with occasional constipation or occasional diarrhea, it seems to level that out. People that worry about leaky gut, we think it can help there as well. And also, it has an influence over blood sugar. And a lot of people are concerned about blood sugar. And it's the sort of thing that when you take some sugar in, the sugar in your stomach actually works well to blood glucose, and the blood glucose spikes and it comes back down again. And we did some rigorous clinical trials that showed that BiomeBliss actually decreases those spikes in both the height and the duration. And that's a good thing, because it's those spikes that day in and day out over the years actually can wear down your system. So it helps manage blood sugar, which is an important aspect.
Just so everybody knows, including myself, where do I get this amazing product, BiomeBliss?
So it's available on our website, biomebliss.com, and also on Amazon.